Welcome to the session 1 of geometry for campus placements. For campus placements, geometry is a very important chapter. You can expect questions out of this chapter on your companies like Amdocs, TCS, Infosys, etc. Also, on your e-litmus, you do get a good number of questions out of geometry and mensuration. So let's start with the first session for the day. In today's session, we'll start with some basic discussion on the properties of lines and angles. We'll be also discussing certain basic examples on those properties. After that, we'll move on to the concept of proportionality theorem, and then we'll extend the concept of proportionality theorem into the concept of basic proportionality theorem and midpoint theorem. So let's start with the first concept for the day, the concept of a point. So, what's a point? Well, a point is a point. This is a point. In fact, I can label this point as point A. In fact, we label all the points with capital letters of alphabet. So, ये एक point है. But what does this point signify? Well, a point is a position specifier. It is used to specify the position for other objects. A point will not have length, breadth or height. So इसकी कोई भी डायमेंशन नहीं होती, ना तो इसकी लेंथ है, ना ब्रेड्थ है, ना हाइट है. सो अ पॉइंट इज सिंपली अ डायमेंशनलेस बॉडी विच इज यूज्ड टू specify position of other objects. So a point is a position specifier. Now let us say I've got a point A, and along with this point A I've got another point. Let's call it as point B. As far as these two points are concerned, I can connect these two points using any पाथ. सो मैं इसको एक रैंडम पाथ से कनेक्ट कर सकता हूँ, एक सेमी सर्कुलर पाथ से कनेक्ट कर सकता हूँ. बट आई कैन ऑल्सो कनेक्ट दीज टू पॉइंट्स यूजिंग अ स्ट्रेट पाथ. नाउ दिस स्ट्रेट पाथ विल ऑलवेज बी द शॉर्टेस्ट पाथ बिटवीन टू पॉइंट्स. द शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस बिटवीन टू पॉइंट्स इज ऑलवेज द स्ट्रेट डिस्टेंस and we call it as a line segment. So what's a line segment? A line segment is the shortest distance between any two points. This distance is measurable. So we generally say that a line segment has finite length. हम scale रखकर line segment की length को measure कर सकते हैं. But what if मैं इसी line segment को एक तरफ infinity तक extend कर दूं? Well, now it is no longer a line segment. It's a ray. And if I extend this line segment towards both sides onto infinity, then this ends up becoming line. So we have defined three terms here. We have understood the concept of line segment. A line segment is an object. It's a geometrical object of defined length or definite length. When the line segment gets extended onto infinity onto one side, it becomes a ray. So what's a ray? A ray is a geometrical object which has a fixed starting point, but there is no ending point. Towards infinity it will go. So ending में उसका कोई fixed point नहीं है, ending के लिए वो infinity की तरफ जाती है. And तीसरी चीज जो हमने यहाँ पे समझी वो है line. A line moves towards both directions towards infinity. तो line का कोई starting point नहीं है, कोई ending point नहीं है, ये दोनों directions में infinity तक जाती है. Now as far as lines are concerned, is it safe to say that lines can either be parallel or they can be intersecting? So here's a line L and here's a line M. These two lines represent parallel lines, and another case can be that here's a line L and here's a line M. So this is line L, this is line M. These two lines intersect at a point. So it is safe to say that lines can be either parallel or they can be intersecting. In fact, when lines are parallel, they never intersect. Even if you extend them onto infinity, they will never intersect, because the distance between, the perpendicular distance between two lines will always remain constant. So ये दो lines के बीच में जो distance है ये हमेशा constant रहेगा. On the other hand, अगर lines parallel नहीं हैं तो वो intersect होंगी ही होंगी. Maybe you can have a case like this जहाँ पे आपके पास एक line इधर है, एक line इधर है. Now these two lines might not seem to be intersecting. ये देखने में लग सकता है कि intersect नहीं कर रही, लेकिन जब हम इन्हें extend करेंगे तो they will end up intersecting. So lines are either parallel or they are intersecting. Now when two lines intersect, The point at which they intersect is called as the point of intersection, or we say that line L and line M are congruent over, let's say, point X. So जब दो लाइंस एक पॉइंट के ऊपर इंटरसेक्ट करती हैं तो उस पॉइंट को हम पॉइंट ऑफ कॉन्करेंसी या पॉइंट ऑफ इंटरसेक्शन कहते हैं. Now when two lines intersect, what we get is an angle. Now consider two lines, line AB and line CD, intersecting at point X. Now what happens when two lines intersect? Of course, what we get is an angle. Consider angle 1. Consider angle 1 as well as angle 2. Now what will be the relationship between angle 1 and angle 2? Well, angle 1 will always be equal to angle 2 and we'll call them as vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles are always equal. What about angle 3? What will be the relationship between angle 1 and angle 3? Well, angle 1 and angle 3 will always add up to 180 degree. We say that these two angles which are adjacent to each other form a linear pair. So in a very simple sense, these two angles are supplementary. Now, when you consider two lines which are intersecting, you either consider vertically opposite angles or you consider two angles which are forming a linear pair. What happens when two lines are parallel? Well, if two lines are parallel, you can never have any angle being created. But if these two lines are intersected by a third line, then you get some angles. By the way, this third line which intersects these two lines is called as a transversal. Let us label this transversal as transversal EF. So what you now have as a situation is that we have two parallel lines AB and CD being intersected by a third line being intersected by a transversal EF. Let us consider the angles here. What will be the relationship between angle 1 and angle 2? Well, angle 1 and angle 2 will always be equal and we'll call them as corresponding angles. So angle 1 और angle 2 हमेशा equal होंगे. We'll call them as corresponding angles. What about angle 2 and angle 3? Now if you consider this situation, we already know that angle 2 and angle 1 are equal. Also angle 1 plus angle 3 will be 180 because these two angles are adjacent to each other and they form a linear pair. So since angle 1 plus angle 3 equals 180 and angle 1 is equals to angle 2, from here I can say that angle 3 plus angle 2 also add up to 180 degree. We call these two angles as co-interior angles. Remember, co-interior angles between a set of two parallel lines will always add up to 180 degree. तो जब भी दो parallel lines के बीच में co-interior angles बनेंगे तो उनका सम हमेशा 180 डिग्री होगा. What about angle 2 and angle 4? What will be the relationship between angle 2 and angle 4? Well, if you consider it closely, angle 2 is equal to angle 1 while angle 4 is also equal to angle 1 by the virtue of vertically opposite angles. So angle 1 और angle 4 आपस में equal है because ये vertically opposite है और angle 1 और angle 2 आपस में equal है because ये corresponding angles है. From here I can say angle 2 equals angle 4. We call them as alternate angles. A nice technique of memorizing or a nice technique of remembering which two angles are gonna be alternate angles is to look out for a Z-shaped structure. जब भी दो parallel lines और एक transversal के बीच में इस तरीके का Z-shaped structure बनेगा, वहां पे Z के बीच में बनने वाले दो angles आपस में equal होंगे and we'll call them as alternate angles. So यहाँ पे हमने vertically opposite angles की बात की, linear pair की बात की, corresponding angles की बात की, co-interior angles की बात की और finally alternate angles की बात की. With this, we cover up with your basic theory of lines and angles. Let's try out certain examples to master this theory now. If x is equals to 36 degree, then find the value of y. In this question, what you have is a set of 4 rays originating from the common point. X, 2y, 3x and 4y are the 4 angles so created. We have already learnt in 7th standard geometry that when you consider all the angles around a point, those angles always add up to 360 degree or they always add up to a complete angle. यहाँ पे मेरे पास x, 2y, 3x and 4y इन चारों को अगर ऐड किया जाए तो मेरे पास कंप्लीट एंगल या 360 डिग्री बन जाएगा. लेट्स डू दैट. सो x plus 2y plus 3x plus 4y. These 4 angles should add up to 360 degree or complete angle. Now x plus 3x gets you 4x. 2y plus 4y gets you 6y. So 4x plus 6y is equals to 360 degree. इस इक्वेशन में से 2 कॉमन निकाला जा सकता है. So 2x plus 3y equals 180 degree. As per my question, the value of x is 36 degree. So I can substitute x as 36 here. So what do I get? 2 into 36, 72. So 72 plus 3y equals 180 degree. अब मैं 72 को राइट हैंड साइड पे माइनस कर सकता हूँ. So 3y ends up becoming 108 degree, or perhaps the value of y also turns out to be 36 degree. It was an easy example, but I think using this example we are also able to understand the concept of complete angle. If AB is a straight line, then find the value of m plus n. In this given question, the first thing that I have is that AB is a straight line. Now if AB is a straight line, that simply means कि ये दोनों angles का sum 180 होगा. So 105 plus 3n will always add up to 180 degree, or perhaps I can say ये दोनों angles एक linear pair बनाते हैं. अब अगर 105 और 3n इन दोनों का sum 180 है, तो from here I can directly say that this 3n equals 75 degree. Now if this 3n equals 75 degree, from there I can say that the value of n is 25, and if the value of n is 25, the value of 2n ends up becoming 50 degree. This square angle always represents 90 degree. Remember, wherever in your geometry you encounter a square angle, it is 90 degree. So basically what we have next is m plus 90 degree plus 2n, these 3 angles adding up to 180 degree. Now if m plus 90 plus 2n equals 180, then m plus 2n equals 90, and if m plus 2n equals 90 and 2n is already 50, from here I can say that the value of m has to be 40. Now what was I required to find? I was required to find the value of m plus n. So can I directly say that the value of m plus n is going to be 40 plus 25. m मेरे पास 40 है, n मेरे पास 25 है. The value of m plus n ends up becoming 65 degree. Hopefully we are able to understand this example. If AB is parallel to DE, then find x. In this question we have got 2 parallel lines AB and DE, and मुझे x का वैल्यू निकालना है. It's a standard question type which you encounter on your paper. हमें 2 पैरेलल लाइंस दी होती हैं और जो एंगल निकालना होता है वो 2 पैरेलल लाइंस पे नहीं होता, वो किसी थर्ड पोजीशन पे या किसी थर्ड लोकेशन पे होता है. The easiest method of handling such a question is to draw a third parallel line passing through that angle. So अगर मेरे पास AB और DE 2 लाइंस पैरेलल थी और मुझे जो एंगल निकालना था वो पॉइंट C पे था, तो मैंने ये 2 पैरेलल लाइंस के साथ एक और तीसरी पैरेलल लाइन ड्रॉ की जो पॉइंट C में से पास करे. अब जैसे ये पैरेलल लाइन पॉइंट C में से पास करेगी तो ये पूरे एंगल X को 2 हिस्सों में डिवाइड कर देगी. Let's say that angle X gets divided into 2 angles, angle 1 and angle 2. Obviously angle 1 and angle 2 will add up back to X. ये चीज आपको लिखने का जरूरत नहीं है, ये मैं आपको समझाने के लिए लिख रहा हूँ. सो एंगल 1 और एंगल 2 का सम वापस x देगा, या अदर वे अराउंड आई कैन से जो तीसरी पैरेलल लाइन थी उसने एंगल x को 2 एंगल्स में, एंगल 1 और एंगल 2 2 एंगल्स में डिवाइड किया. नाउ इफ यू ऑब्जर्व दिस लाइन AB एंड दिस पैरेलल लाइन व्हिच इज पासिंग थ्रू C, कैन वी ऑब्जर्व अ Z shaped structure being formed? If you are able to observe this Z-shaped structure being formed, from there you can directly say that angle 1 equals 62 degree by the virtue of alternate angles property. Similarly, angle 2 will be 28 degree because ये वाली parallel line के बीच में और DE के बीच में एक Z-shaped structure बनता है. So angle 2 28 degree है, angle 1 62 डिग्री है, और क्योंकि x इन दोनों का सम है, आई कैन डायरेक्टली से x इक्वल्स 62 प्लस 28 और परहैप्स 90 डिग्री. इट्स अ वेरी हैंडी टेक्निक एंड यू शुड ऑलवेज रिमेंबर इट फॉर योर पेपर. जब भी दो पैरेलल लाइंस दे रखी हो और एंगल हमें किसी तीसरी पोजीशन पे, किसी तीसरी जगह पे निकालना है, उस तीसरे पॉइंट में से, उस तीसरी लोकेशन में से एक पैरेलल लाइन ड्रॉ कर दीजिए, आपका क्वेश्चन सॉल्व हो जाएगा. इन द गिवन फिगर ए बी इज पैरेलल टू डी ई, फाइंड ए प्लस बी माइनस सी. The first thing given to me in the question is that line AB is parallel to line DE. Also, I have to work upon the value of A plus B minus C. That means कहीं ना कहीं मुझे एंगल B की वैल्यू पे वर्क करना है. So I have to work upon this B degrees का वैल्यू. As we have learned in the previous discussion, जब हमारे पास दो parallel lines given हो और मुझे जो एंगल पे वर्क करना है वो किसी थर्ड पोजिशन पे हो, the wisest thing to do is to draw a third parallel line passing through that third position. Now, I had line AB being parallel to line DE. मैंने एक तीसरी पैरेलल लाइन ड्रॉ कर दी जो कि पॉइंट C में से पास करती है. कहना है से ये जो तीसरी पैरेलल लाइन है इसने एंगल B को दो हिस्सों में डिवाइड किया. अब जो ऊपर वाला हिस्सा है उसके ऊपर हम बाद में आते हैं, पहले हम नीचे वाले हिस्से पे वर्क करते हैं. कहना है से ये वाला जो नीचे वाला एंगल है ये एंगल C के साथ एक Z फिगर बनाता है. सो कहना है से दिस एंगल हैज टू बी एंगल C बाय द वर्च्यू ऑफ ऑल्टरनेट एंगल प्रॉपर्टी. ऑल्सो अगर ये पूरा एंगल B था और इसमें से इतना छोटा हिस्सा C है, तो कहना है से द रिमेनिंग एंगल हैज टू बी B माइनस C. आई एम रिपीटिंग माई सेल्फ, दिस एंटायर एंगल वॉज B एंड इसके अंदर ये छोटे वाला एंगल C था. सो बाकी बचा हुआ एंगल B माइनस C हो जाएगा. अब क्योंकि लाइन AB इस लाइन के पैरेलल है, तो यहाँ पे कहना है से ये दो पैरेलल लाइंस के बीच में एक ट्रांसवर्सल है. BC is acting as a transversal. Now, angle A and angle B minus C, ये वाले दो एंगल्स आपस में co-interior angles का पेयर बनाते हैं. As we know, co-interior angles का पेयर हमेशा 180 डिग्री बनाता है. तो from here कहना है से angle A plus angle B minus C has to be 180 degree. Perhaps a very easy question once you understand the funda of drawing up a third parallel line. If AB is parallel to CD, then find the value of angle EDC. In this example, I can work upon the logic of the previous two examples. Again, I have a situation जहाँ पे दो lines parallel हैं और किसी तीसरी position पे एक angle create होता है. So what I'm gonna do here is that I'm gonna draw a third parallel line. Now, when I draw a third parallel line, this 152 degree angle gets divided into two parts. Let's say that this part is X and this part is Y. Now, what is the relationship between angle X and 118 degree? Well, अगर मैं AB और इस ये दो पैरेलल लाइंस को कंसिडर करूं तो BE is behaving as a transversal. So कहना है से 118 डिग्री प्लस X adds up to 180 डिग्री, और कहना है से ये वाला एंगल और ये वाला एंगल, these two angles form a pair of co-interior angles. Anyway, 118 degree plus X has to be 180 degree. Now, what does this imply? It simply implies X equals 62 degree. Now, if your angle X equals 62 degree और ये पूरे वाला angle was 152 degree, can I say this remaining angle Y? This remaining angle Y would be nothing but 90 degree. So what you have here is a situation जहाँ पर angle Y मेरे पास 90 degree आ गया. Furthermore, ये वाला line CD के parallel है. So अगर ये लाइन और ये लाइन आपस में पैरेलल है तो एंगल Y और एंगल EDC जो कि मेरा रिक्वायर्ड एंगल है, सो मेरा रिक्वायर्ड एंगल और एंगल Y ये दोनों भी को इंटीरियर एंगल्स का पेयर बनाते हैं. दैट मीन्स इनका सम भी 180 होना चाहिए. अब Y मेरे पास ऑलरेडी 90 है, तो फ्रॉम हियर आई कैन डायरेक्टली से दैट द रिक्वायर्ड एंगल is going to be 90 degree as well. Hopefully we are able to understand this example. With this, we wind up with basic examples on lines and angles. Next, we move on to the concept of proportionality theorem. Next, what we have is the concept of proportionality theorem. Let us assume that there are three parallel lines. Now, these three parallel lines are being intersected by two transversals. Obviously, when three parallel lines will be intersected by two transversals, what we'll get is 6 points of intersection. Let me quickly label these 6 points of intersections as A, B, C, D, E, F. Now, according to proportionality theorem, what we have are 4 segments: AC segment, CE segment, BD segments, and DF segment. These 4 segments are in proportion. Now, what do I mean when I say they are in proportion? It simply means that if I consider the ratio of AC is to CE, then this ratio will be in proportion to the ratio of BD is to DF. So AC is to CE का जो ratio होगा वही BD is to DF का ratio होगा. I can also write this proportion into its division form. So this thing implies AC by CE is same as BD by DF. Now what is AC? AC ये वाला segment है. What is CE? CE ये वाला segment है. AC by CE का जो ratio होगा वही BD is to DF का ratio होगा. Now what do I mean? It simply means कि एक ट्रांसवर्सल के ऊपर बनने वाले सेगमेंट्स का जो रेशो होगा वही रेशो दूसरे ट्रांसवर्सल के ऊपर बनने वाले सेगमेंट्स का होगा. दिस इन इट्स एसेंस इज प्रोपोर्शनैलिटी थ्योरम. इस रिजल्ट के ऊपर आई कैन अप्लाई कंपोनेंटो, which means I can add 1 on both sides. Now what happens when I add 1 on both sides? Well, on your left hand side what you're gonna get is AC plus CE divided by CE, and on your right hand side what you're gonna get is BD plus DF divided by DF. Now what is AC plus CE? AC plus CE is actually AE. So your left hand side now becomes AE by CE, and your right hand side will therefore become BD plus DF, that is BF. So your right hand side ends up becoming BF by DF. Let us analyze this result. AE by CE equals BF by DF. This is AE, this is CE, this is BF, this is DF. So what I'm trying to say here is that कि जो रेशो का रिजल्ट इंडिविजुअल सेगमेंट्स पे था वही सेम रेशो का रिजल्ट एक स्मॉलर सेगमेंट के साथ बड़ी वाली सेगमेंट पे भी एप्लीकेबल होगा. सो यहाँ पे CE छोटी सेगमेंट है, AE बड़ी वाली सेगमेंट है. सो छोटी वाली सेगमेंट इज टू बड़े वाली सेगमेंट इज सेम एज छोटे वाली सेगमेंट इज टू बड़ी वाली सेगमेंट. दिस इज प्रोपोर्शनैलिटी थ्योरम. Let us understand this theorem better using an example. AB is parallel to CD, which is parallel to EF, which is parallel to GH. AC equals 50 cm, CE equals 30 cm, EG equals 40 cm, and BH equals 100 cm. Find DF. In this question, what we have is a set of 4 parallel lines. These 4 parallel lines are being intersected by 2 transversals, and as a result what we have here are segments AC, CE, EG, BD, DF and FH. In this question I am given the length of AC as 50, CE as 30, EG as 40. Also the length of the entire segment BH has been given to me as 100, and I am required to find the length of the segment DF. I can directly apply proportionality theorem here. According to proportionality theorem, जो CE segment का पूरी segment AG के साथ रेशो होगा वही DF segment का पूरी segment BH के साथ रेशो होगा. Let's write it down. So CE is to AG is same as DF is to BH. Now what was CE? CE was 30. What is AG? Well, AG is 50 plus 30 plus 40. So 50 plus 30 is 80 plus 40 is 120. This ratio should be the ratio of DF is to BH. अब DF तो मुझे गिवन नहीं है, मैंने उसको x सपोज कर लिया. BH का वैल्यू मेरे पास 100 है. अब यहाँ पे मेरे पास एक इक्वेशन बनता है जिसको सॉल्व किया जा सकता है. I can solve this equation to find the value of x as 25. Hopefully we are able to understand this. However, there is an easier and more direct method of solving the question. In fact, अगर मुझे proportionality theorem का essence समझ लगा है तो मैं इस क्वेश्चन को orally solve कर सकता था. Proportionality theorem का essence क्या है? Proportionality theorem के according एक segment का पूरे segment के साथ जो ratio रहता है वो constant होता है. तो अगर यहाँ पे 30:120 1:4 ratio है तो दूसरी ट्रांसवर्सल पे भी ratio 1:4 होगा. That means अगर BH 100 सेंटीमीटर है तो DF डायरेक्टली 25 सेंटीमीटर आ जाएगा. Hopefully we are able to understand proportionality theorem here. Next, we move on to the concept of basic proportionality theorem and midpoint theorem. Basic proportionality theorem or Thales theorem is nothing but the application of proportionality theorem in a triangle. Consider any random triangle ABC. According to basic proportionality theorem, if I consider a line DE which is parallel to the base BC, then this line DE will be dividing the two sides in same ratio. That means जो AD is to DB का रेशो होगा वो ही AE is to EC का रेशो होगा. This is nothing but the application of proportionality theorem in a triangle. Proportionality theorem में मेरे पास 3 पैरेलल साइड्स थी और 2 ट्रांसवर्सल्स थी. यहाँ पे मेरे पास ऑलरेडी 2 पैरेलल साइड्स हैं. Let's draw a third parallel side here. Now what I observe here is a set of 3 parallel sides and 2 transversals. Obviously ये जो 2 transversals segments create करेंगी उन segments का ratio आपस में equal होगा. So basic proportionality theorem or Thales theorem is actually proportionality theorem within a triangle. The converse of basic proportionality theorem is also true. That means if I am able to prove this ratio, from this I can say that DE must be parallel to BC. So अगर मेरे पास triangle ABC में DE BC के parallel है तो वहां से मैं ये रेशो डिराइव कर सकता हूं, और अदर वे अराउंड अगर मैं इस रेशो को प्रूव कर दूं तो वहां से मैं कह सकता हूं कि DE BC के पैरेलल है. Midpoint theorem is actually a special case or a specific case of basic proportionality theorem. Midpoint theorem कहता है कि अगर मेरे पास एक triangle ABC है, so I have a triangle ABC, again this can be any random triangle. In this triangle ABC, if D is the midpoint of AB and E is the midpoint of AC, then on joining these two midpoints, the line that I will get will be parallel to the third side. So as per my midpoint theorem, the line drawn by joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side of the triangle. Obviously, it is a special case of basic proportionality theorem only. क्यों? Because अगर D midpoint है तो वहां से मैं कह सकता हूं कि AD is to DB का रेशो 1:1 हो जाएगा, और अगर E midpoint है तो वहां से मैं कह सकता हूं कि AE is to EC का रेशो 1:1 हो जाएगा. अगर इन दोनों का रेशो 1:1 है और इन दोनों का रेशो 1:1 है तो फ्रॉम देयर आई कैन डायरेक्टली से AD अपॉन DB is same as AE upon EC. By the converse of basic proportionality theorem, I can say कि अगर रेशियो आपस में इक्वल आ रही है तो DE साइड बेस BC के पैरेलल हो जाएगी. मिड पॉइंट थ्योरम के 2 एस्पेक्ट्स हैं. पहला एस्पेक्ट ये है कि मिड पॉइंट्स को जोड़कर बनने वाली लाइन बेस के पैरेलल होती है, और सेकंड एस्पेक्ट ये है कि जो मिड पॉइंट को जोड़कर बनने वाली लाइन है वो बेस का हाफ होती है. These are the 2 points that we need to remember. So number 1, as per my midpoint theorem, number 1, the line drawn by joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side. Number 2, this line DE is half the base. Hopefully we are able to understand both basic proportionality theorem as well as midpoint theorem. In triangle ABC, a line XY is drawn such that X is the midpoint of AB and Y is the midpoint of AC. If BY bisects angle XYC, then what is the ratio of angle CBY is to angle XYC? In this question, I am given a triangle ABC. For this triangle ABC, X is the midpoint of AB. So line AB का side AB का midpoint X है, and Y is the midpoint of AC. On joining X and Y, the line that I'll be getting will be parallel to the base BC. This is the application of midpoint theorem. Midpoint theorem में हमने समझा था कि midpoints को join करके बनने वाली line base के parallel होती है. तो एक्स वाई जो लाइन मिड पॉइंट्स को ज्वाइन करके बनती है वो बेस BC के पैरेलल आ जाएगी। फर्दर मोर माई क्वेश्चन सेज दैट BY लाइन BY बाइसेक्ट्स एंगल XYC। तो मेरे पास जो एंगल XYC था उसको BY 1:1 रेशो में डिवाइड करती है। दैट मीन्स ये दोनों एंगल्स आपस में इक्वल है। What is the ratio that I am required to find? I am required to find the ratio of angle CBY is to angle XYC. Well, let me consider the ratio here. I am required to find the ratio of angle CBY is to angle XYC. Now, if XY is parallel to BC, can I say यहाँ पे एक Z structure बनता है? So by the virtue of alternate angle property, this angle and this angle are going to be equal. Let us label both these angles as theta. So this is theta, this is theta. ये दोनों angles तो पहले से same थे ही. So let me mark this as theta as well. Now I have to find the ratio of angle CBY is to XYC. Now what is angle CBY? Well, that is theta. What is angle XYC? That is 2 theta. So the ratio ends up becoming 1:2. Hopefully we are able to understand this very simple example on midpoint theorem. With this we come to the end of session 1 of geometry. If you really liked our session, make sure that you show your support by hitting the like button. अगर आप मेरे चैनल से रेगुलर वैल्यू डिराइव करना चाहते हैं तो आई वुड रिकमेंड कि आप मेरा चैनल सब्सक्राइब करें एंड मेक श्योर दैट यू हिट द बेल आइकन। ज्योमेट्री के पहले सेशन में हमने ज्योमेट्री की बेसिक प्रॉपर्टीज पढ़ी हैं। हमने लाइंस की, एंगल्स की, मिड पॉइंट थ्योरम, बेसिक प्रोपोर्शनैलिटी थ्योरम, ये सब बेसिक चीज़ों को कवर किया है। अगले सेशन में वील बी स्टार्टिंग विद द चैप्टर ऑफ ट्राइंगल्स। उसका लिंक आपको यहाँ मिल जाएगा।